Okay, hello everyone. So usually when I come to a stage like this, what I try to do is to assure you that you're safe from my harm, and also I assure you of peace. So I say to you all, Assalamu alaikum, which means may peace be upon you all. For me, one of the most amazing things that I've wanted in my life was to spend more time with my father, to have more memories of my father. But unfortunately, I only have two memories of my father. The first memory was when he was about to leave the house and I wanted to follow him. I rushed outside, running to him, and I was crying, I want to go with you. And he said, you know what, go meet your mother and get something for me. So when I went, I came back, I didn't see him. The second memory was when he was about to die, and I was close to him, and I was shouting, and he looked at me like this, and I kept quiet. Ladies and gentlemen, originally I'm from TEDxOkene. This is my first time here, and this is where my dad was buried. So for me, you don't know what you want until you figure out who you are. So when I was growing up, and I went to university, I was seeing a lot of people doing the same thing every day. And I wanted to be more, I wanted to be different from what all the people do. Now, what stand out the most for me then, or what I got to realize, was I love spirituality so much. I love, morally inclined individuals. I love conversations. I love people to talk about their story. I love, those who will come and inspire you with what they've gone through and how they are going through it. So with these, I was thinking, what can I do differently that will make so much impact? What can I do differently that will go a long way in changing the mindset and perspective of people? And I was sitting in my room and I said, okay, let me run a show called I Don't Know at that moment. And I was like, people don't know, but they need to know. So I called the show, Did You Know? And the name became Did You Know with Shuraim. Now at that moment, when the idea came to me, immediately I went online. I'm not a media person. I wasn't studying mass communication, nothing like that. But when the idea came to my mind, I went online, I was searching talk show hosts and the likes of it, and I was seeing so many of them. And I was like, I want to be like this person, I want to be like this person, I want to be like this person, I want to be like this person. So I then decided that, okay, you know what? I'm going to interview the most prominent spiritual leaders in the world. Now, most of you know Mufti Meg. If you know Mufti Meg, can I say a hand up? Amazing. You all know Mufti Meg. So at that time, I was like, I want to interview Mufti Meg, Dr. Bilal, Philip, Asma, Lakim. But trust me, that was a dream that we ever come true. And I was like, how can I do this? But again, I wanted to be more. I wanted to be different. I wanted to make impact. I didn't want to do what others were doing. So, amazingly, after a few weeks, I heard that Mufti was coming to Nigeria and he was going to be in Kaduna. And I was like, how do I get to speak to these people? And I was just a week away from my exams. And I was like, how can I get to this man? How can I speak to him? How can I, get to have this conversation with him? And I spoke to the first person. And I was like, please, I want to interview Mufti. And the guy was like, have you ever done an interview before? And I was like, no, I've not done an interview with him. Cut the call on me. And I called again. They were not giving me answers. And you know what I did? I decided to go to Abuja. When I went to Abuja, I met a person there and I spoke to myself, I want to interview Mufti, is that possible? And he was like, yes, it's possible, but I don't know if they will agree. Can you come to Kaduna? I was risking all this stuff, So I went to Kaduna. When I went to Kaduna, and I got the opportunity that I was going to interview Mufti. And what happened was this. I was waiting and they called me and they were like, hey Shuraim, you can come and interview Mufti. And guess what? I went to the car. We tried to on the car refused to on. And I was like, what happened? How can this happen at this particular time? And I was so scared. And I called my friend, where are you at your home? I'm coming to your house. I went to his house. I was picking his car, coming to pick the gadget for the interview. I got a call. Where are you? You are embarrassing us, blah, 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 blah. And I began to cry. The next call I got was from Mufti himself. Brother, I've waited till Christmas, you didn't come, no more interview. And I was crying. Like, oh, what an opportunity I lost. person that I am. And that night I spoke to my maker and I said to God, you want the heart of this person. If this is going to be beneficial to the humanity, let me have the interview. So I decided that I'm going to leave Kaduna the next morning. But I said, let me wait back and also listen to the talk of Mufti. And from there I go back to Abuja. When I listened to the talk, what happened was this. After the talk, I was about going back and he gave me a call. Hello, Shuraim. Mufti wants the interview. And you know what I did? I put the phone down, and I looked up, and I said, I knew you were going to do it. And I said, I'm coming. When I went there, I was starstruck, you know. And I met Mufti, and he was like, this is your first time. I said, yeah, my first time. And he said, don't worry, just go with me. And we began to do the first interview. Ladies and gentlemen, that was my first interview ever. And after that, became something I was doing frequently, and I was thinking, what can I do to go forward? How can I achieve more of this? And that was when I got my first studio. If you can see on the screen there, that is a chair on the bed with a laptop that is not an Apple laptop but has an Apple sticker behind it. And that was my first Instagram live with Mufti. And during this interview, the light went off. So my friends were putting their phones and everything shining me. And I had this interview, and that was the outcome. Now, this was my first studio. Now, it was okay for me to say, okay, yes, I've interviewed Mufti. You know, I've achieved now, and that's it. No, but I wanted more. I wanted to achieve more. And I felt that I had to go further. How can I interview more people? How can I do what I do? How can I learn more? And that took me to my next studio. As you can see, that's my next studio. The studio there is a very small place where we host people, we come and do the interview, and that's it. And that is the outcome, as you can see, me having a conversation with a person there. So for me, it was not just, you know, you stop where you are. It was a journey for me. It was a journey because I realized that for you to get where you are, you need to work always. And I will come back to what Faiza said about being around people that give you positive energy. When you have positive energy, it's really amazing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my current studio. Now, as you can see, we have a bigger space now, looking great, and we do amazing things. Over the years of my interaction with people, I've learned something amazing. And this was not what I was going to say initially, but after listening to what Faiza said about being around people that help you get good energy, I decided to talk about this. Yes, you're around people that have good energy. You meet the people day by day, but how do you preserve that relationship with the good people? You don't have that quality. You know, one of the things I've learned over years is this, and this is some point. The first one is a lot of us, the moment we meet a person, is how to benefit. This guy has money. You know, how do you get this from him? How do we get that from him? How do we get this from him? So you become that liability to that person. Because you keep asking and asking and asking, and that person gets tired. See, the only one who doesn't get tired from asking is your Lord. Right? But we humans, we get tired, man. You keep asking us, baby, you're going to get tired. So people kill relationship by that. You keep asking a person, you become that liability to them. You don't have control. You're always at the receiver's end. You need to fix this. Secondly, the way you pass information, the way you talk to people. There's a difference between shut up and keep quiet, but they all mean the same thing. How do you put your words? Your interpersonal skill of dealing with people. Mr. A can never be like Mr. B. The fact that you think this particular way will not make the other person think the way you think. So you need to understand most of this stuff. Thirdly, most of us, when information is brought to us, we do not verify. As long as the information is brought to us, we want to begin to insult that person and assume that person is a terrible person, begin to say here and there and insult the likes of it. Not verifying information kills relationship. So, be very careful. You want to be more, don't lose the most amazing people that God has blessed you in your life. Because trust me, the moment you lose a good heart, you can never, ever get them back. So ladies and gentlemen, my time is up, almost up, but I want to end with this. Whatever you do, always try to remember your Maker. We are all made here, and we are all serving a God. So you need to understand that you're not just here by chance. You're here to make impact. You're here to become more. You're here to change the life of so many people. And you can do that if you put your mind to it. You see, me being here was not by mistake. It has been predestined. A few weeks ago, I met Chris Milling. Now I'm in Kogi State. I've never been here before. But you see, life is not by chance. Life is a series of, your Lord has predestined each and everything that will happen. Don't be of those that misuse the opportunity and become lost in the process. Ladies and gentlemen, I will end with this. Try to unlock your higher self. It will all make sense someday. May God bless you.